taken a 16 by 20 mat, I've remajored now. What's really kind of important, it's kind of sometimes very difficult to see because I'm using a white mat, and I'm a big believer, as you guys will discover, in lighter mats. I had a dealer once upon a time tell me that if he had any image in white mats, he could sell it because it fits in any decor. So you guys need to remember that. He also felt that silver frames were the best ones to put anything in. I'm going to measure 20, measure from the same edge. Kind of important that you establish an edge here. I just put a couple little marks, then I take, of course, my ruler across, and to be a 16 by 20. The nice thing about Hobby Lobby mat board, you'll usually have the serial number on the back side of the board. In the back side, you can draw, you can make lines, you can make mistakes, everything you want to do, and keep the front side looking fairly fresh as long as, of course, the tables in the room are clean. Tricks to matting and framing works on paper, and of course watercolor falls into the works on paper category. That a work on paper should be double matte. Photographs you tend to get away with not having the double matte, but works on paper need to have an inner matte, and that's basically what we're going to be cutting today. I just have the lines as kind of a guide. It's the points of measurement that are important, and I'll put it right to the edge. The thing that's neat about the system is that mat board knives all have a little groove to fit into a groove into the system here, and basically will just slide into the system. Makes sure it's a straight cut, that it won't jump out. So I'll put it down here. I always like pulling to me on the straight cuts, and just one long single cut, and there you have it. And I'd like you to notice the edge that I'm cutting, because if it does slip, I want it to slip on the part I'm going to throw away. Make sure that it fits snugly into the groove, and just draw it across. And it's not brain surgery, so if you're a little bit off, it's not going to hurt. Now, it's kind of important. Not bad, as long as it's consistent and even. Now notice that little bit of an edge, kind of ratty there. That tells you that the blade is dull. So I should have gone ahead and replaced that blade. The inside mat, and I'm going to use the light color on the inside. Really, I could probably find another white. I could go with a blue or a dark. What I want to do is have about an inch all the way around. It used to be that you made them the same size. Now it's not as critical that you do that. So I usually try to have an inch on the inside, so I just have one line to worry about as far as the outer ones. Notice I'm still in the same habit, but this one, again, it's not brain surgery. If it's a little bit off, nobody's going to care. I have a lot of tolerance, and I'm even going to use the dull blade on this one, at least to run it across, get it down, and there you go. And what I basically have here's the back side, here's what's going to be the front side, but I want you guys to see that there's about an inch around. It's not perfectly straight, it really doesn't matter, but it's a good way for you to use your scrap mat board. Typically I use white with white, but I'm using what I found in the department. What we have is what's known as the Logan Simplex mat cutter system, and it's as easy as can be. The key to it, you have a bar here that's relatively inflexible, but you can slide mat board on the inside. But if you notice, it'll say read scale from this side. It shows inches in reverse. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you guys remember the rule of 7, what I'm going to want to put my mat here, and I'm just going to use 3.5 inches for the inside cut. Or if I want to make a straight row of 7s, what I may want to do is go a little bit more on the inside here and go 3 1/4. But I tend to go 3 1/2, then I add 1/4 inch for the other side, and I'll show you how we do that. But 3 1/2 is a good place to go. Notice you don't see the 3, but you see a 4 there, you see a 2 here. So you want to look at the ruler and make sure this is the line you measure from, not here. Now, they need to. Sometimes it gets a little sticky, that's a good thing. And what it does is whatever the measurement here, from this edge to this edge, will be your 3.5. Now what I do, and I use generally whatever pencil I can find, in this case it's a red pencil, and I'm going to show you what it does. And I make the lines, I'm making this a 3.5 inch opening for this top mat. Now, you can do a single mat, but that's not what I'm trying to teach you. I'm trying to teach you to be more professional, and a double mat always, always impresses. The lines that I have go quite a bit more than where they're needed. This gives you a stopping place, and that's what I want you to see if we do this demo, okay? The real key is if you put it dead on the line, you're going to make a mistake. You want to go a hair past the line this way towards the inside mat. That's because you're doing a diagonal cut, you're doing a bevel cut, and you're pushing down. So you got to allow for that push to get the cut correctly. So I go hair back, push it down, then drag it across. Now, when I come to the stop line, which is right up here, I go a hair past the stop line. Release the blade. Push the blade down. When you get to the end, release the blade. Because I'm doing a double mat, I'm going to add some masking tape while I still have the edge together. And don't have to use a lot of masking tape, but you need to use a little bit. And I usually put it right here and down right here and kind of get it down pretty good, because what you want to do is keep the mat there, and I'll tell you why in a second. Now, start the second cut, push in, go across, go a hair past, and I slow it down. Click the blade. Man, when you hear that click, you know you're right. Pull it out. Now this is, if your cut is right, you'll see how that will kind of wiggle.